Hello everyone, this is the Underdoll, and I came across this lovely article from Shillrant, aka Screen Rant. So I will link it in the description below. I'm probably gonna archive it because I don't want to give them clicks. So this is by Joe Fry, published 22 hours ago from when I'm reading it now. Why can't elves go back home to Valinor in the Rings of Power? In the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, elves have ambiguous relationship with their home of Valinor. Here's why they can't return on a whim. Now, if you've read the books, this is complete horse crap because they can return because this is supposedly before the fall of Numenor, the island. So let's see how they shill for Amazon. In Amazon Prime's Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. Jesus, this is such a bad. It should have just been called the Rings of Power. And sorry for the tangent. Elves seemingly can't return to Valinor of their accord, but the reason for this is not explained. Yeah, because they don't care, or two, they don't know. But the Galadriel's opening narration describes the elves of leaving their blessed home to fight against Morgoth in Middle Earth. But this exodus is inferred to be a one-way trip. Where is that inferred? No, it's not. Okay. This is projection, I would say. Then later in the Rings of Power season 1 premiere, Galadriel and the other elves under her command are granted the honor of passage to Valinor by the High King of the Noldor, Gil-galad. Elrond makes it clear to Galadriel that this is a one-time and only opportunity for any elf, further mystifying the quandary surrounding the elves' home of Valinor. The Rings of Power takes place during the Second Age of Middle-earth, when Sauron's malevolent plans interrupt a period of extended peace following the War of Wrath. It draws from The Hobbit and the appendices of The Lord of the Rings, but is unable to adapt anything from the Silmarillion or Unfinished Tales, as Amazon does not have the rights to these sources. Because of this, The Lord of the Rings Rings of Power can only take loose inspirations from the more informative texts about this period of Middle-earth's history. Put simply, the elves can't return to Valinor in the Rings of Power because their work in the Middle-earth is unfinished. This is completely screwing with the lore because the only ones who can't return are the Maya who have been sent to guide people of Middle-earth, and not the elves, but the humans, which is Gandalf, Saruman, and the rest of the story of the five wizards. There are blue ones and the Radagast the brown. So, and the task, they don't have a task. Or the work. The reason why they went from Valinor, the Undying Lands, was to it started with Fëanor and stealing the Silmarils, or taking first destroying the trees, which Morgoth did, and then Fëanor did his wanted revenge for them killing his father, the High King of Noldor, and basically going to Middle Earth to kill anyone who had anything to do with it. So there's far more context to the situation in Tolkien's writing, but the Rings of Power skip the Silmarillion complexities regarding the elves and the War of Wrath, because it's unclear if the doom of Mando's curse preventing certain elves, including Galadriel, from returning Valinor, ever occurred. Still, even if it had, this ban would have been lifted by the Second Aid. Yeah, so you're explaining why the doom of the Noldor was lifted because they redeemed themselves in the War of Wrath. That's the reason. Elves would be free to travel to Valinor again when they had nothing left to strive for in Middle-earth. The Rings of Power, however, puts this authority into Gil-galad's hands, allowing him to judge which elves have earned a discharge from Middle-earth. Yeah, I can say so much about this. Once enough is granted passage from the Grey Havens to Valinor, they sail across the Sundering Seas and enter the Undying Lands, never to return to Middle Earth. Valinor is its own sort of heaven, an eternal land of paradise for elves to live among the gods. Tolkien doesn't say if they die. Yes, it does. Tolkien doesn't say if they die when elves go into the light of at Valinor. No, they don't. They could travel freely between Valinor and Middle Earth until basically the Numenors try to attack the gods and the elves. Um, basically, making it Atlantis. The author hasn't even read the books. But in the Rings of Power, it feels narratively as though Galadriel is choosing between the two finalities. Oh my god. So, so what the author is saying is she's choosing between doing suicide or continuing to battle Sauron, to jump off a ship in the middle of the sea and survive that. Okay. In both Tolkien's writing and Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, elves have a complicated relationship with the blessed realm of Valinor. While they are immortal beings with an immortal home beckoning them, many, such as Galadriel, feel compelled to remain in Middle-earth for reasons of pride, preference, or purpose. Fortunately for them, the light of Valinor will always be there because in their world, at least, heaven can wait. That said nothing except for you showing you haven't read the books and you don't know what you're talking about, and you're defending the show. That's all I got from this. This Amazon. I will be making a few videos when I have the time, but I'm busy as hell, and I will see if when I can do the second episode for the few who want to hear my ranting of that show. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.